Okay, here's a video related to rendering. So I used Vegas Pro version 14 to render videos, and this is one of the results, and here's a chart related to the speed of rendering. Okay, and let's analyze this text document first. So here are the specs of the PC that I used. It's a AMD Phenom processor with 6 cores and 3 GHz. 8 gigabytes of memory, Vegas Pro 14 was used, and Windows 10 64-bit. Okay, and all of these videos were rendered at Full HD resolution at 50 frames per second. I tried to use 20 megabits constant bitrate at certain codecs. I couldn't do that. For example, at Sony Avc bitrate, I don't know the bitrate because these videos here at properties, for example, and details don't have any data. If I use another one, properties and data, this one has video and bitrate almost 20, it says. Okay, so I don't know the bitrate of every video file. Okay, and in certain cases the codec automatically rendered the video at 60 megabits per second. Okay, so that was the megabits, and the audio it's 192 kilobits per second, I think, at all of these tests. Okay, so here at on the left side, these are the codecs that I used in Vegas Pro to render the files. Okay, and I'm in the output format. These are the codecs. Okay, and the majority is H.264, and this one Intel HEVC that used another codec H.265 instead of 264, and that's this one. So as you can see, the rendering is much slower using this codec, but the advantage of this codec is that it generates smaller file size. Not too small, in this case 41 megabyte was the file size that it created. And other codecs, main concept, Sony Avc, and video for Windows VMW. Okay, that these generated much smaller files. This one XAVC with 60 megabits per second generated slightly larger files. Okay, and this is the largest file, Sony XAVC. Smaller file if you use XAVC long, and a bit larger if you use XAVC-S. Okay, so these are the containers, AVI file. Most of them are MP4, some of them are MOV. Okay, and finally the rendering. Oh, I forgot to mention, I used two video cards. One of them was a bit newer Radeon R9, and the other one is an older nVIDIA card, the GeForce 9800, and the difference is not big. So the blue one is the GeForce card, and the red one is the AMD Radeon card. As you can see, the difference is not big at all. One of them has, the GeForce card has less memory, only half a gigabyte. The other one has 3000 megabytes, that is 3 gigabytes. This one has a smaller bus width, 256 bits, and this is 384. Okay, so these are the codecs that can render at full HD resolution and 50 frames per second, because there are other codecs also, but they can't use full HD at a higher frame rate, or if you use a higher frame rate you can't use too high resolution and so on. Okay, and which one would I recommend? I like Sony Avc because it's pretty fast, but it's limited to Sony Avc. It's limited to maximum 25 megabits per second bitrate. That's the disadvantage of this one. So if you use a, let's say, Sony Alpha 6000 camera, which can record in this format, XAVCS, with 50 megabits per second, then you can't render your final video using the Sony Avc codec, because it will render it at half of the bitrate. Okay, the other one, main concept is this one. Has slightly slower speed, so the difference is not big, but the advantage of that one is that it allows 240 megabits per second, so the quality would be much higher on this one, of course, if you have such a video. Okay, and another surprise would be this codec. This is an AVI format, the X264 video for Windows codec. It has some presets, and if you change the preset you can get a pretty fast rendering time. I'm not sure exactly how that works, because where is it? So it's video for Windows, it's this one. So it generates the same file size even with the fast and medium speed, 36 megabytes, but look at that, 26 seconds instead of 60 plus 29 seconds, and the quality looks the same, so that's a big surprise. So this X264 video for Windows codec, you have to install separately this codec, that renders videos pretty fast compared to this one. Okay, so that's about it about this rendering thing in Vegas Pro version 14 using Full HD videos and two different video cards, a newer one and an older one. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.